So my last video was all about the specifics of this dream I just had. Now we're gonna dive a little bit into, oh my god, the interpretation. And I'm not really sure why I was displaced from my home, but I was still with my family in a new family environment. But I pretty much just ran everything through ChatGPT and asked it to give me like a basic interpretation because I don't know a lot of like the symbolism interpretations. I usually glean my own information and try to interpret it to the best of my best of my ability. But I came up dry on this one. So it thinks that transitioning to a new family with my old family was somehow indicating a big transition in my life, a transition of experience. And that's probably true. There is a lot of change on the horizon. We've seen it coming. It's just a matter of when those things happen. Then, cleaning the child's skeleton, it said was likely inner child work. Yeah, they said clearing out inner child work or ancestral wounds or something like that was likely the reason for the skeleton. But in my interpretation, the skeleton represents my tools, my ability to heal others from a distance. That's what it's there for. It makes it easier to, if I'm working on somebody else's spine, I have a physical spine that I can put my hands on, and that makes it easier for me. So, taking care of your tools, the tools of your inner child, maybe this is about reconnection with, because it wasn't mine in the dream, reconnection with the part of you that the tools that you used when you were a child may be different memories, because I don't have my childhood memories. I'm unfamiliar with the tools that I used or learned back when I was a kid. It all kind of developed from 12 years old on. Everything before 11 is pretty much gone. So it could be about regaining memories or healing. With my skeleton, it's healing. Using my tools to recover my memories. And I've been unlocking them over time. As I've been healing, they've been coming back in bursts. But it's not everything. Anyway, I think that's what that was about. And working at Starbucks, I think, was all about realizing that I had outgrown the environment because, yeah, I couldn't bar anymore, but I also knew I wasn't supposed to be there anymore. Like, I was working hard. I've always been a hard worker, but my skill sets have changed. The way that I apply that hard work is different now. And the guy watching me, I'm not sure if it was romantic or not, but it gave the energy of like mentor or benefactor, somebody there to support. And I literally just had it in a reading yesterday that we saw a masculine, an Emperor King of Cups, that was going to try and help in a way. And this could be like spirit guide energy, or it could be a real person. I'm not sure. My voice just dipped, just choked. Maybe we need to do energy clearing. But there was something about that didn't want to come out. So, this mentor, this guide, this maybe masculine romantic energy, he was watching and he selected me or you in the context of, what this could mean for you. And it could have been a situation where he wanted to help you professionally, or maybe it was romantic, or maybe it was both. But the point was, he studied you for a good amount of time before making any move here. And we saw in the reading that this masculine Emperor King of Cups had been watching for some time, and that he was somebody that we may have even spoken to in the past. But he wanted to help while allowing you to facilitate your independence, provide support, maybe even from an advisory capacity. So I think there's a good chance that's what that was about. And we know that he's important because he carried that energy, that divine spark, that feeling, which means that for good or bad, there's something to learn from him. He's important. Something about that man shifts the path, the future. Chills for confirmation. So, nails in the abdomen. Nails represent hard work, right? Typically, as a symbol in a dream, they're considered to represent hard work. But the abdomen, the navel specifically, represents like life force. It's creative energy. And having it pierced, confirmation. Having it pierced like that may represent a wound that's been healed. Maybe we were focused too much on hard work and not enough on creation before. But whatever the wound was, it looks like we have dealt with it. We have healed it. But there was some kind of blockage still there. There was still a nail sticking out of our abdomen, 3 of them. And one, maybe they were along the chakra points of the root and the sacrum also. Maybe it was like the lower 3 chakras. But the act of taking pliers and pulling them out one by one, even if we did it slow so we didn't hurt ourselves, like, it was almost like we realized after all this time, because the boyfriend in the dream had those same nails in his abdomen. It was a choice that was made. Something we did together, something I thought was a good idea because we were doing it together. A shared blockage in the relationship. And that was something that I realized I didn't want anymore. And I pulled them out. And in the dream, he was he like turned into Damon Salvatore at some point, and I think it was supposed to be like an explanation in my own mind for like how somebody could survive having nails in their abdomen, because clearly if you have self-healing abilities, then having a nail in your abdomen meant that it would heal over and you'd be fine. But I thought to myself, like, what was I thinking? And I think I might have been human, I might not have been human, I'm not sure. But I was scared to pour the peroxide in because of internal damage or whatever. But I wanted to disinfect it. So I started freaking out a little bit there at the end. But I think that the point was to remove that blockage so that we could continue healing, so that we could open up and really take focus in the rest of our life, our career. I think maybe that was the message. Maybe this was an astral blockage removal situation from spirit or from our divine, or I don't know. We're going to have to see how it plays out.